Hi, Jamsters. Welcome back. Today, listen, I just wanted to, it's going to be another energy reading. I want to do an energy reading, and it's to do with a couple of images that sort of smacked me in the face this morning. And I just wanted to get my thoughts out to you. So, welcome, and let's, where do we start? I look, obviously, let me just put this image up. Um, so this is the As Ever website, the website, and obviously, um, there's been a couple of images that I want to talk to you about that are related to this. Now, I need to keep in mind that it is, Valentine's Day coming, so. Valentine's Day is in February. So obviously, we're gearing up for messages of romance and love. But it is interesting because one thing that's kind of really occurred to, well, not occurred, we've talked about this many times. Remember, we talked about in Santeria and altars, and like when practitioners create an altar to the goddess Yamaya, or in sort of in Christian, the Christian equivalent is the Virgin Mary. Remember, we talked about that at the base of the statue of Our Lady, there's often an offering that is very sweet. We talked about that in. We've talked about it in the oracle cards in the color pink, sweet offerings of love to the heart chakra. So it's very interesting. Like, it's not unusual that people gift sweet things because they're messages of love. It's to do with the heart chakra. So it says here, say I love you with something sweet. Now, that's not, as I said, it's not unusual. It's just like a confirmation of things that you and I have talked about and are sort of being now sort of, sort of confirmed in these messages. But this is what I want to, this is really what I want to talk to you about. Oh, we need to talk about this. So this. So let me just remind you that, and you've seen these before, these are spreads. You've seen this many times. They're all spreads. They're all spreads. Actually, let's do this before we do the main photo. Let's talk about this, because this really, I'm getting a big shiver as I'm about to say this. But let me just, okay, we've got this. These are spreads. They're sold as spreads, right? Her website is specific. The page is called Spreads. Let's go to Instagram. No, Instagram. Let's go. Is it here? Yes, it's here. Let's go here for a second, this collage. Now, we're seeing it like first number one, red and white. Seeing a lot of red and white. And typical images of, this is the image I want to talk to you. The typical, very Valentine's Day. But remember, red in the oracle, when I've done the card red, what red it represents. Now, this is not heart chakra. Heart chakra is pink and green. This is root chakra, the base chakra. It's passion and action. And remember, I said to you that often, red is associated. The Western world associates red with love, but red is actually it's an action, it's active, it's when we talk about passion, we're talking about the passion to move things. So it's about movements. It's think of it like the motivation to move. So in the animal world, when we see red, it's also a message of excitement, like think sexual excitement. So when we see red, um, we've been told that red is love, but it's really more about action and active and this attraction for on a really root level at the base of the spine, at the base of the body. It's about because that's where the organs of love exist. It's more a color about sex rather than love, if you yes, if we think of it like that. So that's why this color palette, especially red, is associated with Valentine's Day. It's to sex sells. Sex sells. So all of these kind of like all of this color palette, except the white, is about, it's very sexual. We've got wine, intoxicating. We've got chocolate, luxuriously decadent chocolate, and then we've got the roses, and like my friend Hapink, unfortunately, she got sort of stuck into this photo. I do understand. I do understand the symbolism in this photo, like where this is going, and it's certainly related to what we just spoke about. And yes, now, but we need to talk about this, the seal. Don't worry about the image on the seal. The fact that it's a sealed envelope. And then I want to talk to you about this. Press for jam. But I want you to sit here for a moment. I'm going to blow it up. I want you to sit for a moment with this image, and I want you to think, oh, why? It's really weird. On some pages I can zoom in, but on these ones I can't. I'm not sure why that happens. But I think you can plainly see what it is. Can you for a moment just observe this and think about that message? Press for jam. Now remember, she calls them spreads. Her business is selling spread. So this message is about jam. I'm not sure exactly why jam and why the change from spread to jam. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking. The other thing too is that I'm this. Now, can I just show you? I recently received a gift, and I want to show you the gift. Let me just quickly change. I want to show you the gift because I want you to see this image and I want you to understand the gift that I just received. I present to you the eye. Now, this is a beautiful gift. This is beautiful, and I understand the intention in which it was given to me. This person does not watch Jam Scam or doesn't understand what Jam Scam is. This is a person totally unrelated to YouTube. They saw this and decided that I needed this. So it's actually here in my presence. But I wanted to just show you, let me just move the microphone. Now, a lot of you understand what this is. Now, can we go back to this image? Do you remember the dream? I'm not sure if you remember the dream that I had shared with you. Yeah, it was in a live. I'll leave that here actually. It is beautiful. It's one of the gifts that I have received. I've told you that I did actually ask. I'm going to thank the universe for sending me this gift, and the person that gave me this gift is a very, very special person, and I accept their protection. I accept this gift, and I understand the reason that they felt motivated to give me this. It's like my little amethyst gift from the lovely Trish. Exactly the same energy. So I have them here with me, and I will leave the interpretation of this message up to you, because I'm just this is it's like a synchronicity for me. I don't know the intentions of this image. One thing that raises, and not an alarm, one thing that draws my attention is this to that. It's just a synchronicity. I'm not but I have a feeling like I understand. See, and also this beautiful blue third eye chakra and the gold. Very, 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 very symbolic to me, to Jam. So when I see this, I immediately, it got my attention. So let me just leave that. Let's leave that there. Let's actually now talk about the other images that came this morning that were posted. So we've talked about this. Okay, let's now go back to this. So spreads versus jam. So I'm not actually sure why she would decide to call it jam. Why she's pressing for jam. Does she, when she sells spread and flour sprinkles? Let's go down. Let's go down because we need to talk about this. We need to talk about this image. And now I have this in Photoshop, so we will flick to the Photoshop page. But what I will do, what you will notice in this video, what will happen is I will pause because there are so many things that I just cannot dismantle. Like I need to really break it down for you. So what you will probably notice is as I speak, I will stop. Yeah, I will actually pause and yeah. So for you, it'll just be like a seamless thing. But I'm just letting you know that I need to pause at moments while I'm looking at this photo and reading it so that I can get my thoughts because I haven't written. I'm just doing this fresh this morning. I just finished my coffee and I needed to sit down with you. I needed to sort of talk about this photo. So yes, so the reason I'm telling you is because just in case you see stops and starts, like that's what's going on. It's just me stopping to clear my thoughts and then tell you the next bit. All right, let's talk about this photo because this is very interesting. But first of all, let's talk about the language. As ever is more than a brand. Yes, that's what I thought. I see you. I see you. As ever is more than a brand. It is a love language. It's a language. It's a love. She's saying it's a love language. I certainly know. I understand, Duchess. I understand that as ever is more than a brand. Absolutely, 100%. I understand what you're getting at. It's a language, and created by Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. As ever, welcomes you to a collection of products, each inspired by her long-lasting love of cooking up shit. Well, I don't know who you entertain. You're entertaining me and a few jamsters and hostessing, right? I get it. But the other message that drums this home, this curated collection, thank you, has been crafted. The craft has been crafted to elevate, has been crafted to elevate your everyday. Isn't that interesting? Last night I told you about the everyday guy. It's an archetype. In my cards, it's called the regular guy. The archetype is the everyday guy. So, crafted to elevate your everyday and inspire moments of joy. Thank you so much. So, this is a curated collection. So, curated, it's not the first thing. It's just one of these little funny things. Is that if you were that's just interesting. There's just little details in this photo, like the ring out of, I don't know. You're going to think that they're very stupid little things that I'm picking up on, but when you think of the level of curation, and I think we need to watch that we'll have a look at this. So that was the webpage. We'll have a look at it in Photoshop. So, because I've blown it up in Photoshop. The only difference is, like, what I couldn't get in Photoshop is this. So I'll mention this now while we can see it fully. Yeah, I had a little bit of trouble. I did have some trouble picking this photo because this was hidden originally until, you know how I said I can't scroll? When I did scroll out, I managed to scroll out on this image to see the full bowl, the cup, the silver cup, the chalice. I should write these down, but anyway, I'll talk as I go, and because as I see it, and then you can, I'm sure Happy Ink will help, and she'll write notes. We see a silver cup, a chalice, and this object, which this is where I will need some help from you, because I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is. What is that? I don't know. I'm just having a think. But the bowl is full of raspberries. So let's you won't see that in the Photoshop. So I need some help from you, from the jamsters, as to what that could actually be. What is this very strange? It's probably is it a cigarette lighter? Is it I'm not sure, but I'm also very intrigued by the reflection in its surface. These are two silver objects. The other thing is it's a black and white image. So we're back to black, deleting the color palette. So we'll go to Photoshop and see how you can't see the bottom of it. But anyway, that's okay. We know that there's that object, there's that silver object. We've seen the whole chalice. So we will probably come back to them. But let's just start with silver. Let's just start with silver, and I think I will go away for a second while I pull up the silver card. I want to talk to you about, just to remind you, that's all. Like, it's not, it won't take long. I'll just quickly grab that that card, go to the oracles, and let's try and quickly do this. The Oracle Silver. So there's the Oracle Silver. So see, in the Oracle Silver, I had placed here the silver cup, representing the womb of creation, representing the Holy Grail. Now, silver, we've talked about its reflective, it's the subconscious, it's reflection, it's fluid Mercury, all these things, cycles, instinct, inner wisdom, intuition. I am a worthy vessel of enlightenment. Let me just, there you go. I am a worthy vessel of enlightenment. The moon and the silver cup. So here we see the silver cup. And we know this object is silver. There's two silver and reflective objects, and one of them is a cup, well, a chalice, a bowl. So I will come back to you about the bowl. It's just that it's interesting that it's, well, a bowl of raspberries. Now, again, I will go down. Let's notice the jewelry has changed, but the one bangle that remains is the screwed, the Cartier bracelet, the screw with the screws in it. We have, so we'll just quickly go through. So we have a woman sitting in a garden, setting, surrounded by shadows. And the woman she's reading something, the act of reading. She's wearing sunglasses in the shade and a hat that I've never seen. Well, no, we have seen her wear a hat. Sorry, we have seen wear hats. There's a very intentional message here of time, going back in time, evoking some sort of historical energy, like going back in time, styled very or curated to look back in time. I know, I think people would automatically think of elegance, but something about this photo is not elegant. The photo itself is very photoshopped, and I will, if I get a chance, I'll run through some filters and we'll go back and forwards a bit. This part of the image in particular, whatever this hazy kind of thing is here, this half of the image has been tampered with. And as we look, there is a figure standing here. Now, I can see it, like, because of how I'm looking at my screen, when I look at this, I have on my second screen, I have it blown up. But when I see it on my StreamYard, I'm seeing it much smaller. So as it goes back in distance, I can see detail. This looks like a young girl. But then there's also kind of, I don't know if you can see it, like, I don't want to influence what you see. I would rather that you look, but there's kind of, in these shadows, they're kind of like those ink spots that psychologists use. If you think, I can see something here and in these things, but this half of the photo is there's something very strange about its coloring and whatever the photographer did. If you really if we really go in, we can see that where manipulation has taken place in the photo. These shadows, and that's just touching up the photo because she's wearing a white suit, and they needed to see here, like they needed to sort of improve the quality of the photo. Is that a big deal? Not really. It's, and this has been touched up, this shadow here, because they needed contrast to sort of read that this page was open and the crease, needed to look sharp. They would have done that with Photoshop. That's not a really big deal. Okay, so more symbolically is the whole feel of this scene. Let me just center that image. The whole image, this reads as, when have you seen people do this? When they're hiding when they don't want to be noticed. So in a restaurant, if you see someone that you don't want to be noticed, like if you see someone and you don't want them to notice you, you would hide behind a menu, right? So this gives off an energy of I'm hiding so it has an image of hiding my identity, hiding my eyes. I'm hiding my eyes. I'm hiding the soul, because the eyes are the window to the soul. So there's something here about hiding identity. There's something here about reading. I'm reading. Or, I'm hiding behind the book. Well, book. Is there a book deal? Is there the book deal? So, okay, again, I just recently did a reading about Brooklyn Beckham. Is this related to the book deal? Because I've just heard last night that Brooklyn he's got a book deal to write about his parents. Is this some sort of shady message to an elegant woman, stylish woman? Oh, is this kind of? So this could go two ways. It's either that she's telling someone very stylish. This is a message to someone very stylish, that she is also very stylish or can be very stylish, and she has something. She's got something to do, or she's had her finger in a book, a good read, a great read. Raspberries. Oh, also black and white, eliminating color is toning down the heat, is reducing it all to black and white. But in doing so, it just becomes about shadows. It's all about shadows. So I think I will do the pause in a moment, and I'll come back. I need some time to just keep looking at this image and work out, for me, I'm not saying that that's exactly what she's doing, right? I would just think that if my business was selling spreads and not jams, Meghan, yes, I see you too, darling, is that if my business was selling jam or spread, I don't understand I don't understand your obsession with shadows. And I'm going to speak to you. I know that I'm tiny. I know that my channel is so tiny. But if you want to ring the doorbell, if you want to call, I'm here for you, sweetheart. And I just have some questions, really, like, why the obsession with shadows? And this girl, I that just reads to me like girl in the background. Who is the girl in the background? Um, but let's. I will pause for a second, and I will come back with you. I'll be back in a. Yes, I'll be back. You won't even notice that I'm gone. Hi. Okay, let's just for a moment. Let me just pop this on because I'll just talk to you with while you're looking at this image. So this is my thought. This photograph, it's kind of radiating serenity. Like that's what I feel from that 50s kind of feel, her outfit. It's kind of controlled, like it's very, very controlled, very, very staged. It's like curated serenity. It's trying to, I feel it's trying to communicate softness, but it's not spontaneous. Absolutely, this was not a spontaneous moment in time. It's also trying to communicate something observed, like she's observing something, but she's being guarded, like she's being guarded by the fact she's hiding behind that piece of paper or that book. Um, I kind of get the feeling that this message is like, oh, it's a moment caught in time, but it's not. It's actually more like a ritual being performed for the viewer, for me or for you. And I think that matters, that there's this kind of ritual, these messages that are ritually published, but they've got nothing to do with selling jam. Um, it's actually a message performed for someone. Hmm. This act of reading, I feel this. Okay, again, it's curated. It's reading. Um, so the reader is kind of an like, is she a participant? I don't know. Like, I feel like it's more about knowledge, reading, knowledge, and it's not shown to us. So it's kind of knowledge withheld. Kind of feels like the high priestess again, hidden knowledge, um, and being selective revelation. I feel that. Hmm. If I was to say like an energy, I feel this says, I know something you don't. I know something you don't, and I will share it on my terms when I write a book, when I do my book. But I think books have a larger, they're more than just her book. I think there's other books that she's had a hand in or a hand on. Let's look at her face for a second. The face partially obscured, a disguise, a hat, glasses, the book, disguised, hiding. So the hat, I feel again, it's related to chakra, to the so she's hiding and covering. The eyes, I said to you, are the windows of the soul. So they're inaccessible at the moment because we can't see them behind those dark glasses. So it's kind of like a persona being projected over the person. So this is not Meghan Markle. This is a persona. It feels like a role. It's a role. It's like the actress, a role. It's not her identity. It's a played role. Veiled truth, that covering. This is really about projecting an image outward. Uh, is it deception? It isn't perception per se, I would say. It's more like strategic. It's being strategic in her message, her identity. It's a strategic message. Um, the black and white palette is very interesting. So she's toned down the heat, like she's taken away anything that could distract from. So she is, look at me in the center. So in all that shadow, I mean, her outfit isn't perfectly white. The book is. That's the most, I think, probably the most important thing. But I think the actual outfit communicates timelessness. You know, it's like that Audrey Hepburn timeless fashion. It's about time again, chronomancy. It's about rewriting history. It's like history, but timeless. So, and it's a detachment from where we're at the moment. Classic. Neutral. The color palette is neutral. So she's trying to take away the heat from the color, from vibrations. We end up with a God blend palette, beiges, greige. So remove all the chaos. We're back to rawness. So, we're in an outdoor setting, the garden. Nature, well, it's nature, but as I said, the picture's been tampered with. So it's nature, but it's not natural. It's been curated, it's been tampered with. The energy is still Eden, the garden, but not exactly. It's been tampered with, it's been trimmed, it's blurry, it's out of focus, it's distorted, it's framed. So nature is the backdrop of the scene, but there's other things in the background. Her is that a that menu almost looks like a prayer book, but anyway, let's the bowl of raspberries. I think the bowl is quite important that it's silver. The raspberries, they can mean a lot of things like harvest, sweetness, offerings, sensory pleasure, sweetness. Hmm. Hands front and center. Hands are doing the work. I think the rings are also, I'm not exactly, it's not the rings on her left hand, it's actually the ring on her right hand that's kind of off center, but I'm not, um, I don't know exactly what that means. I just know that it irritates me. I need to think about that. So I don't know, this just came to me now. Like I don't know why I'm thinking this, right? The fact that that ring is off. What I wanted to say was that I feel like that ring, that diamond, has to do with value. So it's like she's saying, I create value by curating experiences for you. Do you get what I mean? Because if I look at the text, if I look at that text near that ring, these are the things that jumped out at me. And it feels, the language reads like in like an invocation, like an intention, like a spell. That's what it is. I feel like the text is a spell, and these are the 5 things that I think that jump out at me in that text. Love language, curated, crafted, elevate, inspired moments of joy. This feels like she's kind of telling us that her archetype, the archetype of the priestess, is that one, she's the creator. She creates these images. She is an archetype, like the creator. She's the gentle guide, guiding our eyes through the dark and light of the shadows. She's guiding us to look. Now, so I invite you to look at, because in paintings, in classic paintings, your eye always follows the shadow. We follow the dark parts first, and then where our eye follows and we go round and round. Now, my eye doesn't, this this particular curated image doesn't do that well, but I think there are parts of it that are important in the shadows. It really is up to your interpretation as to what you see. She's also the keeper or the gate. I feel like her archetype is she's the gatekeeper. Um, okay, I just need to look more. Can you see oh, you can see it. So I'm just, it just feels like, it's very unfortunate that um, being so curated, that she wasn't she wasn't conscious of these 2 dark bits of the branches here above her head. Can you see that? That's just what I just saw then. Oh, I didn't realize how long I'd gone for. We're sort of ranting. I'm sort of ranting and raving here. But anyway, I suppose I will just let me finish up. I just want to ask question. I want to, as you're looking at this photo, I just want you to ask yourself, or I'll ask you, who is being invited here to in this image. Um, are we invited into the image, or are we kept at arm's length? There's something hidden, like, because we're not privy to the information within that book, and there's that sense of hiding behind it, or it's being hidden from us. We can't look into our eyes. We can't. There's a lot of, it's just really shady. It's very, very shady. So who is being invited? Who knows? Who doesn't know? Those raspberries. Is nourishment being shared here? Are those raspberries on display as nourishment, or as, I feel they're dark, they're very dark. The intention there is not, it's not something for us to enjoy and to feed. They feel, to me, I'm getting a shiver, but they feel menacing. So another question is, what happens when that book closes? What happens when that book opens? What happens when that book is launched? What happens when we read? I feel that the color temperature being removed is also a question. Um, is it staged? Yes, it is staged. What are we meant to feel here? So I'm asking you, Jamsters, what are we meant to feel? This is a person that sells jam, apparently, or sells sweet things. But we see a holy grail full of raspberries. color removed. We see a message like this very stylish 50s outfit. So I feel like this offering of okay, I'm going to talk about offering. To me, the message or what this communicates to me, and I would love to hear what you think or what you get. I feel it's saying, Jam, I offer beauty, calm, and meaning to you, Jam, but only within the frame that I control. Is that to me? What are you saying? That's what I just thought of that. Like I offer um I offer you this really stylish, beautiful image, calm, full of meaning within a frame of the garden, but I control it, Jam, and the spell. I control it. So I think, yeah, at the end of the day, these messages are about shadow and light. And it's a little bit about it's a little bit like what I said to you last night about meditation and, the meditations that we need to do. I'm going to leave it there. Um, I suppose we haven't really finished with this, but this is what I wanted to share with you. Well, it's my morning. I feel a little bit better that I got that out the way. I know it's crazy. It's really, really crazy. I just want you to. I just want you to look at. I don't know. I just want you. There you go. There you go, Meghan. I see you too. All right, let's leave it at that. And thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderfully productive afternoon, evening, night, whatever you're doing. And we will touch base very, very shortly and we'll do a reading. Okay. Love you very much, Jamsters. Thank you for joining me.